The Amazing Mona Lisa by me. The most famous painting in the world. Oh, The most famous painting in the world was made by one of the most famous inventors and men of the period, none other than Leonardo da Vinci himself, a man of science and just about everything else, including a painter, draftsman, engineer, scientist, theorist, sculptor, and architect, and more. He was an eccentric man, even for his time, with great discoveries, scarily accurate predictions being made by him. With early sketches and one of a kind technologies, like even stuff like the tank or flying machines, really shows that he was a one of a kind, brilliant man throughout history, even by modern standards. A true forward thinker and dreamer, with him being the definition of a Renaissance man. No wonder he was made one of the most famous, if not the most famous and most visited piece of art ever created. Just a mere painting. But why, though? Creation and conception. The creation of the Mona Lisa is mysterious as it is interesting, with many gaps and little documentation being made about the process of it being made, or even the woman in it. The woman in the painting was a minor nobleman from a decently well-off family, and was married to a rich silk trader, and had an adorable 6 little Italian kids, and she outlived her husband. And that's about it. That's all we know. The Mona Lisa was made sometime around 1503 to 1504 and was finished all the way up to around 1517 to 1518. According to Mona Lisa by the BBC, Varsi is often quoted as writing, Leonardo undertook to execute for Francisco del Gianato the portrait of Mona Lisa for his wife, and after he had lingered over for many years, he left it unfinished. And the work is today in the possession of King Louis of France at Fontainebleau. According to a lot of historical scholars, the Mona Lisa is actually unfinished in a lot of ways, but most of the information on the painting was published or made many years after the artist's death, like a lot of popular art, sadly, throughout the ages. Art within the art. The painting looks simple enough, just a woman with a soft smile chilling in an armchair. Though the painting may look simple, which it is for the most part, has a lot of subtle, minor details which are impressive to this day or even maybe hidden messages. The subject of the painting has a lot of small details that are interesting to scope in on, like the fact that for the time period the ideal woman was supposed to be like the Virgin Mary. Well, she has a lot of pretty good resemblance to the holy figure once you look at it and you can unsee it. A lot of details have also been lost to time, like the damage from humidity or even overcleaning, with some experts noticing faint traces of headdress or hairpins having an outline. A lot of experts also appreciate the authenticity of the work, not just the heart in it, but the fact that it was made to be as natural as possible. And lots of people agree that while the woman in the painting may not be the most attractive woman by modern standards of the time, her natural soft smile combined with a relaxed gaze and posture, with a nice looking background, gives off a sense of natural beauty, which no artistic liberties being put on her, and all natural. A brief history. Now, this is where things get interesting for the seemingly bland and uninteresting artwork. According to Donald Sassoon, Mona Lisa, the history of the world's most famous painting. At some point, varnish was applied to the painting in the 16th century. It was kept at the Palace of Fontainebleau until Louis XVI moved it to the Palace of Versailles, where it remained until the French Revolution. Then, in 1797, it went on permanent display at the Louvre, where it stands today. After the Revolution, it briefly went in the great conqueror, none other than Napoleon Bonaparte himself's bedroom. And then in 1870, it was moved to the Brent's Arsenal, where it was still obscure and not known outside the world of art, even though it wasn't all that popular, and still, it remained here until the year 1911. The painting's claim to fame. It was August 21st, 1911, that changed the course of art history and the outlook on art forever, which made this painting what it is known as today. The painting was stolen from its place in the Louvre to the shock of painter Louis Bouraud, who discovered the empty exhibit the next day. After a week of investigation, a subject was found. Many big names were investigated for stealing the artwork. According to Scotty and the Vanished Smile, the mysterious theft of the Mona Lisa, such as French poet Guillaume Apollinaire came under suspicion and was arrested and imprisoned. Apollinaire, implicated in his friend Pablo Picasso, was brought in for questioning. Both were later exonerated. The real guy who stole the painting was by the name of Vincenzo Perugia, a Louvre employee who helped design the glass case of the painting and just hid it in a closet with him under his coat and walked out with the goods in broad daylight with no suspicion at the time. He was home free. If he didn't work there, of course, he would be caught eventually. So he was eventually caught and apprehended. He was an Italian patriot who believed the painting should belong in its homeland in Italy instead of France. So he had the painting in his apartment for 2 years, and he grew impatient and tried to sell it to Giovanni Poggi, and it was moved to the Uffizi Gallery in Florence before being returned to the Louvre in 1914. The culprit, Perugia, interestingly, only served like 6 months in prison and was hailed as a hero back in Italy, which could have gone worse for sure, and the series of events skyrocketed the once overlooked painting into one of the world's most famous works ever conceived. Modern day or the legacy. Being so famous for so many years, this has led to all sorts of people trying to capitalize on this painting, with rocks, paint, teacups, all topped off with a literal cake, all attacking the painting over the years now. So it sits behind the bulletproof glass with bigger repercussions. 2. It remains one of the most famous artworks ever created, and with over 25,000 visitors every day coming to admire the work for less than 30 seconds at a time each, for the massive line of tourists all around the world just to get a glimpse of the work valued at over $770 million. Is by far the most valuable work of art ever at almost $1 billion. And all it took was one patriotic Italian and a lot of random stuff being thrown. That is all. Thank you for watching.